Okay, time for a new filament. It's not completely new, but it's a new color. So this is the SUNLU PETG 3D printing filament. So it says it's flammable. That's interesting. I don't remember seeing that before. So tangle-free, bubble-free, great flexibility, smooth printing. So far I've been using it in the clear, which I'll show you in a second, and I've had good luck with that. So this is a generic box for all the different filaments. You have to look on the side here and see that it's PETG 1.75 millimeter white, 1 kilogram, made in China. Okay, so let's open this up. These boxes are kind of flimsy, but that doesn't really matter because we're just getting it delivered. So the other boxes I've been using for storage, but this is a little bit too flimsy, so I can't really use it for anything else. Just have to recycle it. Okay, so I've had this reel for maybe a month or so before I opened it up. So the vacuum is not quite as good as it probably was when I first got it, but it's got a desiccant packet inside. So let's open it up and take a look at it. So it's a nice bright white color, which is what we want for our project. PETG, if you've seen my other videos, I've been using a lot from California Filament, which I really like. This is about 25% cheaper. If you buy if you buy like 10 at a time, California Filaments, you can get a pretty cheap price, but I'm kind of a small manufacturer, so I can't really afford to buy that many at once. Whereas this you can get on Amazon, and they have combos where you get black and white together for a discount. So, and I use black for my Outer Rim Star Wars game dashboard. So eventually I'll probably switch to this. I've had good luck, like I said, with the clear. So expecting this to print the same, but you never know. So we're going to do a regular test and do a quick fun print before we do something for real. All right, so here's the SUNLU Clear. So it's a nice translucent filament. And I've been printing with this for a few months now, and it's really great. Prints really well, and it uses the same parameters I can use for other PETGs, so that's nice. So I've been printing this with it. This is a Camptono container, which is a Star Wars safe. So I've got this product on my Etsy store. I'll put a link to this in the show notes, but this isn't really, the white is not for this project. This is supposed to be printed in translucent. So I just wanted to show that. So we've been printing this at 237 with a 60-degree bed temperature in the Guider 2. And that's been working out great. One thing I like about SUNLU is it has these little reel tags, so you can keep track of your end of your filament easier. And the original ones only had 2 holes for the whole reel, but now the later ones I've been getting recently have 4 sets of holes around the outside, so it makes it easy to contain your the end of your filament so you don't lose it. It also includes this little filament keeper thingy, which I guess is supposed to go on the edge of the reel. But I had trouble using this. It just popped off too easily. Like this has to go this way. Yeah. I had trouble putting the filament in here, and when I tried to take it out, it just popped off. So I just used the holes, and that works out okay. Anyways, this is our empty reel we had from the previous printing. So it's the same design as this one, so we can get out the actual weight of the filament by putting this on to start with and tearing our scale here. So I forget what this weighs. It weighs 100 grams or so, something like that. All right, so exactly 1,000 grams. So I've been weighing these off and on since I've been using it, and they're usually within 1 gram. So they have a really accurate manufacturing system that it puts out the same exactly 1,000 grams, which is what you paid for, 1 kilogram, which is great. Some of the other manufacturers say plus or minus 50 grams, which is, I mean, it's plus, it's great, extra filament. But if it's minus, it's annoying because I'm trying to print things, and I want to get, you know, the full money, my full money's worth. So, all right, so this is good. It's the right size. It's the right weight. So we did okay on that. Let's go ahead and get our temperature tower going, and we'll see how it goes from there.
All right, so we're doing our usual temperature tower. Actually, this one's slightly different. We've been printing all of our PETG at 237, so I made a shorter one that I've done some other tests because I want to save some time. So it should print in this region, and this project is available on Thingiverse for free. I have a link to it in the show notes. So it tests bridging to see if there's any drooping, so it can see how well your cooling is working. Also strength, by how strong these bridges are, and also, again, this is also kind of a cooling thing, is how well it does these little pointy cones here. If the top is all blobbed up or not printed, if it's all blobbed up, it means things are too hot and it's not being cooled properly. If it's chopped off, then there's extrusion problems. It's too cold, so it's not extruding properly. So this is enough to just satisfy ourselves that 237 is a good temperature. It could print at a slightly different temperature, but it's easier to print all of one particular type of filament at the same temperature if you can. So that's what I tried to do. All right, so we're going to render this. So this SCAD file, this is OpenSCAD. It's a 3D modeling language, so I'll have a link to this in the show notes too. That's for free as well. And it's part of the Thingiverse project, yeah. All right, so that rendered. So we'll save it to an STL file, and then we'll import it into Simplify 3D. All right, so here's our project in Simplify 3D. This is version 5.1.2. So some of the projects I use version 4 because it works better. But I try to use version 5 when I can, any new projects. I had a few problems with version 5. There's still some bugs in it that version 4 doesn't have, so in some cases I have to revert back to version 4. In any case, these kind of projects work fine. So with this temperature tower, you need to change the temperature as you go through the layers here. So we do that in this process settings. So let's go over a few things about this says PLA, but it's PETG. So I use a 1.0 extrusion multiplier. And to prevent stringing, I set my retract speed at 1800. So the default, I believe, is 1200. Although if I set it for PETG, what does it do? It's not going to change anything. Yeah. All right. So well, we're not going to mess with that now. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to change it. I don't think it's going to change anything now that I already changed things. Yeah. Oh, it did change it. Okay. All right. Well, we're going to do that anyway because I feel like it. Okay, so anyway, so I use 1800 for retract speed and extrusion multiplier 1.0. And then for layers, we're doing 0.2 layers, which is the standard for a 0.4 millimeter extrusion head. Later on, when we do another test, we're going to change this to 0.3 because that's what we want to print at for our final thing. So no additions. Then infill, I'm doing 20%. It's fine for this project. And it's going to ask us about supports, but we don't want to do supports because we want to see how this bridging works. So for temperature, for PETG, I print with a 60-degree bed temperature. That seems to work the best. And here's where we set up our temperature layers. So the first 52 layers, the first 18 layers, or 17 layers is this base. And then the next layers up through 52 is this bridge here, and then so on and so forth. So at layer 53 is the 237 star, so we set the temperature to that. So as we go up through the bridges here, we change the temperature. So Simplify 3D makes this really easy to do, so that's why I like it for that. Now for cooling, for PETG, I usually use 5% fan, although I have to use 10% fan a few times. If it's a very small project with not a lot of movement in a very confined area, then I want to use more fan. But for most projects where you're moving around and printing and not staying in one area, 5% is good. It just sticks together better. And we can adjust that if we need to. So now for speeds, I've tried increasing this. The default speed for PLA, and what I usually use is 3600 millimeters per minute. I've tried increasing this for PETG, but it just doesn't work. It just doesn't stick together. The layers don't adhere. So I have to print slower, so 3000. Now the XY travel speed I increased. The PLA speed default is 4800. So I set this higher for PETG just because I'm trying to make up a little bit of this time, but usually this doesn't affect your length of your print very much. It doesn't make that much difference. And then for advanced, I like to use single to get as much infill as possible. I allow single extrusions for the walls, and I allow gap fill. Now I'm building my models. I try not to have I try not to have very small print areas, so that we have at least some gap fill to make it stronger. So, all right. So anyway, that's our setting. So let's go ahead and prepare to print this. So it's going to ask for about supports because these bridges appear to need supports. So we're going to say no, we don't want to use supports. We're going to test the bridging. This is going to take 45 minutes to print, which isn't too bad. So we'll copy this to a SIM card and then put it in our printer.
All right, we're ready to load up our filament, see how it flows. That's always a good first step to seeing whether your settings are correct. So I was printing clear all day, and I'm switching to this test right now. So there could be a little bit of clear coming out at the beginning. Top on. PETG, as I mentioned in other videos, we print all sealed up, no matter what the temperature in the garage. So right now it's 67 degrees Fahrenheit. So you see it's got a nice smooth, I got a white in the background now, so you see it's got a nice smooth flow there. That's what we want. That means the extruder temperature is right on the target, or it's close to what we want. So as we're doing the temperature tower, the starting temperature is 239, so it's 2 degrees hotter than what I usually print at, so we're just going to double check that the 237 is prints the best. Alright, let's see how we did. Have our usual string coming from the last point up to the nozzle. Get rid of that. That's really typical for PETG. It's very stringy. Got some good settings I've been using for PETG to cut down the string. I use 1800 millimeters per second for the retraction speed, so I don't know that in some of the other videos. I don't think I mentioned it this time. So this is pretty small, so the flexible print plate is not going to do a great job. So let's use our blunt spatula. Let's see if we can do it off there. There. Okay. If I could just pulled it off, that's what I should have done. Alright, so the bottom looks super clean, so our 60-degree bed temperature is good. And actually all these bridges look great. It's probably one of the better prints I've gotten on PETG. So, pointing temperature tower. It's kind of blobby on these lower ones. So actually 233 looks slightly better. Yeah, 233. The temperature tower is better. You can see some stringing in there. So all these bridges are super strong. So there's no problem with this bridging this distance. So I'm really happy with this filament. See, I did print better at 233, so I'll have to think about that. I hate to have different temperatures because I have to remember which filament I'm printing. I have different profiles, so I'll probably try it at 237 for my project. If I don't think there's some problem with the details, I'll go to a lower temperature. But I'm just gonna go ahead and print it at 237 like I normally do. Alright, so this is printed at 0.2 millimeter layer height. Now we're going to try the bed and layer adhesion test at 0.3. And like I said, I've had really good luck with clear SUNLU PETG for 0.3 millimeter layer height. So I'm not expecting any problems, but it's better just to check. So let's get that set up and we'll see how that turns out.
If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Post a comment if you have any questions or ideas, and I'll try to respond. That's all for now, but more videos are coming, and if you want to see them, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification icon if you don't want to miss one. This is Beta Cygni signing out, and keep looking up.